Hello, you. Huh? Hey? How you been? Let's not muck about. Yes, so indeed, Korn have just released Cold. It's not cold here. The second single from their upcoming album, The Nothing, which was going to be released on September 13th. The first single, of course, was You'll Never Find Me, which I've already done a review of, so if you're new, maybe check that out, and if you've seen it, maybe watch it again, you know, it all helps out. Now, before I get into the song, there's been a bit more information released for the upcoming album now, so I just wanted to read out a few bits that I've found from an interview with Jonathan Davis. I think it was with Kerrang magazine, I might be wrong. It's happened before. It has happened before. It has happened before, hasn't it? There's no denying it has happened before. Right, very quickly then. On this record, there's some songs that have got 20-something vocal tracks on it. I went full-on Queen and Electric Light Orchestra. They were some of my influences. I wanted to do some of those big vocal beds. Beds? That might have been a typo. I took my time. I was really into making the vocal sound amazing. I did all kinds of recording shit that I learned over the years. This wasn't a week like the last record. Not sure of the blue language there. He also pointed out how quite obviously and understandably a lot of the lyrics will be dealing with the grief that he suffered after losing his wife. Was it his wife or ex-wife? Devon. Last year. It's basically me dealing with all the stuff that happened to me last year. Very emotional for me, but it is what it is. I can't wait for people to hear it. I really spent a long time on doing what I wanted to do this time. Jonathan's always one of those guys who wears his heart on his sleeve, and it's one of the reasons that he's such an endearing frontman lyricist. So I think we all expected, you know, him to be dealing with that tragic passing. But the idea of the stacked vocals and comparing it to Queen, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what comes out in the album. I absolutely love Queen and I love Korn. So I guess the last thing before we get into the song is that, of course, Korn is out in the States right now touring with Alice in Chains. What a gig that would be to see. I'd absolutely love to have seen that, but I'm out here doing this for you. But enough feeling sorry for the self. Let's review. The song starts out with a jarring stop-start effect-heavy riff, in that way that is instantly Korn, before Jonathan joins in with a rap-like cadence, with a hint of his trademark Tasmanian devil, of course. They come for me, discomforting. They make me feel like I'm one step away. From doing it, I'm through with it. I can't do it, suffer it, can't get to it. Next we get into the verse and Fieldy becomes more prominent along with Ray Luzier as the percussive side of the band becomes the focal point, with discordant guitar burst interspersed by head and monkey. Monkey! The verse section, it has to be said, is more of a standard affair from Mr. Davis. Set the bait and I'm waiting, in a state of concentrating. I'm gonna knock this motherfucker down, 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 down. There he goes with the blue language again. Things get much heavier now for the bridge section, with Jonathan giving us a low death metal guttural growl. Guttural, that was supposed to be, not guttural. Deep in me, insulting, talking shit, blue again, pushing me, cold, cold. I can assure you it sounded much more menacing than that. The pre-chorus is truly harrowing with dirty riffage and disturbing lyrics. Inside lying deep, the father of hate. The endless nightmare I can never escape. The broken in flames, they call out my name. They dance in my dreams while I scream out in pain. The chorus almost seems like a breath of fresh air considering what precedes it. A feeling of freedom that is reflected just as much in the instrumentation as the lyrics. I'm on my way, this is the day. This is the time to break it down. Get out my way, nothing can stay. This is the time to break it down. We go back to the verse, followed by an edited version of the pre-chorus, and then back to the chorus. A stripped down bridge section, back to a chorus, and then to an outro, which is basically a repeat of the intro. As far as the song goes, I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it far more than You'll Never Find Me. Really heavy in places, this song. I really enjoyed what Jonathan did with his vocals. They were kind of a bit mixed up all over the place. You had his clean vocals, you had his sort of rapping style with the Tasmanian devil tinge to it, you had the low down death metal growl, and yeah, it was just really good. I love the instrumentation on it. There was some dirty riffing in here, nothing too complex. Sounds like classic Korn, but with something else added in. There's definitely a darkness to these songs without a shadow of a doubt. I know a lot of people have written Korn off over the years, but I have to say, of what I've heard, I mean, You'll Never Find Me was a decent song. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it at all, because I did enjoy it, but I preferred this one a lot more, and I've got high hopes for the album, I've got to say. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll be doing a review of that on September 13th when it comes out. Not much else to say, I suppose. So that'll do for today. It's supposed to be a shorter video, don't know what it is, I've been rabbiting on a lot. I'm going to be back tomorrow with a Tool update. There's been a lot more information that has been released over this past week, some of it from James Maynard Keenan himself on the Joe Rogan podcast, but also there's been some early reviews where people have been talking about the album and their thoughts on it. We also know how many songs there's going to be, how long it's going to be, and what else was there. And of course the name of the album. I'm sure most of you know that by now anyway. But I thought it would warrant a video of it on its own. Might get me some views, let's be fair. And also I'm going to do a video for the new Idols 7-inch. They got a 2-track 7-inch. I'm going to do a review for that in a moment. And also Phil Anselmo has just released 2 tracks for his N minor project. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking those out, because I've really wanted to hear that. I think it's supposed to be it's more along the lines of like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds and The Cure and some of that early 80s sort of really dark, you know, ambient sort of style music. So I'm really curious to see where he goes with that. But all of that's to come, and yeah, I think that's everything I needed to say. I'll catch you then.